So employers are, so to speak, there's a risk there that they're maybe trying something new. So how do you de-risk it for the employer that you've brought on board? Are there any examples you can give us of that?
So there's huge efforts made to de-risk it for the employer. So typically the conversation at the highest level within employers is, we love this. This sounds great. How can we get involved? And then the conversation trickles down into an HR, a talent acquisition, an L&D conversation, which then tends to become a bit more complex, I would say, because existing recruitment channels perhaps have been committed to and plans are already in place for that. So that can take a bit of time to work through. But where we have had most success is where those types of organizations do need to work with existing recruitment channels, some of which are planned out 6, 12, 18 months. But there are also organizations who say to us, do you know what, we want to do this as well. Mm-hmm. We want to diversify our workforce. So in terms of de-risking it for them, what we say to the employer is, the people who we will present to you for interview, we're giving you, an employer, an opportunity to influence the curriculum that those individuals will have studied over a period of days and weeks. And we also will give you an opportunity to call in and see and visit and talk to these individuals throughout the course of that. And in that way, troubleshoot any queries or questions that the individuals might have, in a way trying to mold the individuals towards the needs of that job and that employer. The other big part of the de-risking is it doesn't cost them anything. Mm-hmm. It doesn't cost the employer any cash. Now, we do ask for some input in terms of staff time for the co-design of the curriculum and the visits that I just mentioned. But we don't ask for a cash contribution as such. So the best examples that I can think of are where we have a group of people going through at the moment with not the biggest employer in the city, but they're probably one of the best examples of the way in which they have leaned into the process that I've just outlined. They sat with us whilst we selected the candidates for the Academy. They helped us co-design the curriculum. They've been present probably every week in some capacity in person in the training centre whilst this has been going on. And we're at the point now where we'll be interviewing those individuals. I would say that's as close to the best examples that we've had. And I'm hopeful that we'll get the outcomes. And that's good for the business as well. That's good for the organisation because they'll get work-ready employees who have a bit of foundation technical skills that we have imparted upon them that they can take then and put them into their bona fide job roles that will exist for them.
Great. And is that the handover? Then do you hand off at that point, or is there any support beyond the initial employment?
So because the people that we're trying to help, many of them have never had a job, and for many of them, maybe a part-time job at best. So our commitment to them is to work with them. So from the point of employment, our commitment is to work with them for a further 6 months, something that we call aftercare. So we stay with those individuals and we check in with them. Now, for some, it becomes very light touch very quickly. Mm. The company picks up the pastoral element, the buddy systems, etc. They become bona fide employees in the same way as others from other employment pathways. But for others, they just need maybe a bit more coaching and support as they integrate themselves into the world of work. Mm. So our commitment is to stay with them for a further 6 months beyond the point of employment. And typically that has worked well for us.